Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Amitha. Join us weekly to get inspired by guests who will share their success stories. Canada is a safe place for all cultures to thrive. However, it's the community leader within each community who makes cultural inclusion a reality. Today, we will be talking to a key team member of Friends of Gujarat Canada, a not for profit organization that is bridging the gap between Canada and Gujarat and doing much more. Let's welcome to our show the president, Mr. Akhil Shah. Hello, Mr. Shah. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you, Amitha. Thank you for the opportunity. And thank you, Spotlight, for
Thank
giving
you.
me.
So,
Yeah, go.
you're such a busy executive yourself. So, thank you so much for making the time to give us this interview. Before we go towards Friends of Gujarat Canada, tell us a little bit more about your background.
Sure. So I migrated to Canada in 2005. Back home, I had a very successful career. I was working for Ranbaxy Labs Limited, then one of the largest pharmaceutical company in India. And I decided to migrate to Canada. So I was looking for jobs in my own field, the experience that I had in pharmaceutical sales. Unfortunately, like any other immigrant, I had to struggle and I had to work my way upwards. So I did few jobs, stopgap jobs kind of thing here and there. Worked for Scotiabank for a few years. Then I decided on doing some research. I found that regulatory affairs is one of the most growing field, which not many people in our community is aware of. So I pursued my postgraduate diploma in regulatory affairs, and this is I'm talking about in 2008. And it's a 1 year program. I did it successfully, passed it, and got an opportunity to work for Medtronic, which is one of the largest medical device company in world. And not many people are aware of this reality. I worked there for 8 years, had a very successful career. Then again, typically we get complacent and start looking for new opportunities. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go back into my original experience that I had in pharmaceutical sales. So currently I'm working for MedAccess Pharma in pharma sales. Been doing it successfully for past 2 years. That's my career in a nutshell, but I do a lot of other
Wow.
things. I participate in campaigns like election campaigns. I support many candidates in Brampton, and I'm very close to a member of Parliament, Ruby Sahoda, and I help her a lot in her campaign, doing community outreach for her. Those are some of the activities, plus in addition to Friends of Gujarat that
Wow.
now I lead.
So
Yeah,
you're truly immigrant success stories. You paved your own way, like how people struggle here when they first come because they don't get something in their field. But you have defied the odds, put all your hard work in, researched yourself and figured out a way to make your place here in Canada. So congratulations on that. So
thank
ha- hearing that, like we already mentioned, like you're very busy, but you're making time for an organization like Friends of Gujarat Canada. Tell us about the organization itself and what exactly is your role. I called you the president, but what does that entail?
Sure. Friends of Gujarat was a brainchild of myself and Mr. Hemant Shah. This is way back, I would say like 7, 8 years back. We were discussing over the phone because he was based in Winnipeg. And we said, we haven't done anything for our community in Canada. So we should do something and bring the Gujarati community together and create Voice of Gujaratis in Canada. And he said, like, this is a great idea. Let's have a name for our organization. So that's how Friends of Gujarat was born, and we call it FOG Canada. That's the short name for the organization. And we started with small activities here and there, and we were thinking for a direction, like what should we do that really catches people's attention that this organization is doing something great. And we wanted to do activities back home too to pay back to the our it is like food drives and here and there, and started collecting food and donating it to the food banks. And
Nice.
but our main goal was to preserve the culture, the Gujarati language, the Gujarati literature, Gujarati music. Otherwise, like our third generation will be forgetting our language and it will be lost somewhere, right? So we don't want to happen this. So we started focusing more onto the cultural part of uh, the activities. So we organize like few events, like we celebrate officially Gujarat Day at City of Brampton. Then the mayor of Brampton, Linda Jaffrey, help us out that she will help us in celebrating Gujarat Day. May 1st is Gujarat Day, and it has been officially proclaimed past 5 years in a row at City Hall in Brampton, and we celebrate.
Wow.
Yeah,
So this is really the true Canadian spirit. I mean, you are embodying it, where you are giving back to the community here in Canada, but you're preserving, the cultural diversity. You focusing on the Gujarati community. This is amazing. So we want to find out more about the organization, and also, like I was, looking towards getting what your exact role is. We already found out that you're one of the co-founders, but we'll find out more. It's time for a short break at present. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the president of Friends of Gujarat Canada, Mr. Akhil Shah. So, Mr. Shah, so you have told us about what FOG Canada is about and where it started from. You also mentioned that it's you and Mr. Hemant Shah who brought it to reality. Now, what exactly is your role as the president in it?
so basically, I do the community outreach along with my two other directors, and we have a team of other 20 volunteers. We have youth involved in our teams. Plus, we have seniors too. So like about 50 seniors are involved. For it goes by event basis, right?
Hmm.
And we wanted them to be involved so that they can, for youth, they can carry the torch further once we are ready to retire. And we want to include seniors so that during winter times there's hardly anything to do for seniors. They can be involved and they can carry the torch for our events, or they feel included
Nice. So
into the
it's pretty
system.
much you're involving the whole community. Nobody feels left out. And we do need that sometimes in Canada, especially coming from, outside Canada, when you kind of get lost in the crowd. So this is amazing how the organization brings together every single person in the community.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
Right.
No, that's the
So
whole idea.
So you have given us
We
an idea about the vision, like, bringing everybody together within the community. What are you doing in terms of, as you said, one of the goals is bridging that gap between Gujarat and Canada. And you already mentioned in passing about some of the projects you're doing back in India as well. Can you tell us more?
Sure. So our goal was to do a first ever conference, then the mayor's conference. So we wanted to like that's our goal, to bring mayors from of different cities from Gujarat to Brampton, and have a conference kind of thing to share the best practices within the cities, and share the technology maybe that Brampton has and the other cities in Gujarat doesn't have, right?
Mm,
Unfortunately, that has got delayed because we
mm,
have now Mayor Patrick Brown. This was an ongoing discussion with Mayor Linda Jaffrey, and she was very excited about this project. And hopefully, after the COVID pandemic is over, we should be able to again, renegotiate with Mayor Patrick Brown and try and do a conference, mayor conference here in the country.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Plus,
yeah, the pandemic has brought everybody to a standstill. Looks like it's been affecting some of your goals as well. But when we come back together safe, I'm pretty sure you'll come back with full force, and that conference is going to happen. First of all, congratulations on taking that initiative and getting, the political leaders here involved as well. So kudos to you and the team for that.
thank you. And the other goal was to take the traffic system that we have here in Canada to Gujarat. So basically, we want to educate the at the grassroots level, not just at high level, but we want to go train people, have systems in place, take whatever systems we have here, share that with the cities in Gujarat, and train the citizens of Gujarat that how they should behave in traffic, right? So
Mm.
that was our goal. That's something like at the grassroots level we wanted to work. Plus the cleanliness. But fortunately, right now the PM of India, Sri Narendra Modi himself is driving that project to clean the whole India, whole the country, right?
True.
To to have that imbibe into their DNA to keep the country clean.
Amazing. So, I mean, you were thinking about it ahead of time, ahead of the pandemic anyway. So, it's great to have now the leader of India also partake in part of your goal as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, once this, pandemic restrictions ease up and we can go back to a new normal, as I would say, uh, is the conference the first project you're going to tackle, or are there any other projects in the pipeline that we can look forward to in the near future?
So at this time, we are not sure like how soon the international travel is going to open.
Mm.
Right now, there is a travel ban for all like non-essential travels, right? So, but even during this pandemic times, we did four, sorry, food drives. We delivered
Nice.
to the food banks in Brampton, the night table, the regeneration. We collected about 1,000 pounds of non-perishable food and donated to all these two food banks of Brampton. Plus, we did delivered fresh food for at the William Osler Hospital for 150, employees of William Osler Hospital. And plus, I personally raised $8,000 for and get it donated to William Osler Hospital to buy their PPEs. This is I'm talking about the initial days of pandemic, right?
Wow. Wow, wow,
There's
wow. Well, that's what I would say.
Yeah, still the work is still going on in the hindsight, right? So
Mm.
we want to do few. We have an upcoming event. We are celebrating India's Independence Day through Colors of Gujarat festival. It's basically like I said, celebrating the culture of Gujarat. So we are bringing like 8 to 9 artists, and we'll be doing a live show on YouTube channel and the Facebook page, and on our website too.
Nice.
Basically, trying to promote the culture and the music of Gujarat, right? So,
That's great. It's like this pandemic is not dampening your fire, and Friends of Gujarat is going on. Now, where can viewers get more information if they want to watch this Colors of Gujarat event or partake in it?
so we have posted our flyer on our Facebook page. Friends of Gujarat has its own page, and it's on our website too, fogcanada.org. That's our website address. There's information, and if somebody wants to call, they can call our numbers. All four directors' numbers are there on the flyer that we have shared on the social media. They can call us anytime, and we can provide them with more information.
Great. So we want to find out more because there's more to find out about how your plate is so full and yet you still make the time. But before that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the president of Friends of Gujarat Canada, Mr. Akhil Shah. So this is great. We have heard about an upcoming virtual event that's happening on your social media platforms. I'm going to digress for a minute here. I mean, we have heard about how much you're doing as part of FOG Canada's president, but you're also doing many other things outside being the president of FOG Canada. Even right now, you have made time for the interview with us. You're probably running your office and running around, and yet you still made time for this interview. How do you do it? You seem to be an all-rounder, and why is it important for you to give back to the community?
My personality is like a go-getter kind of personality. I am always on the run. Maybe my genes are like that. I come from a sales background. I travel a lot. Like I might be traveling like maybe 200 kilometers a day. I
Wow.
travel, yeah, I travel as far as Windsor. So that's in my DNA. But you know, when there is will, there is a way.
Right.
Uh, Personally, I'd never say no to anybody, to my best effort, right? Like if somebody is asking for help, I believe there is a reason for it. That person, like, there is a destiny involved that you get involved to help somebody. So it's a kind of a God-given opportunity. So I try to help people and try to make a small difference, whatever we can, into people's lives. So that's my thought process and that's my philosophy, right? So I never say no to anyone and try to utilize like each and every minute of the day. I barely watch TV. Um, Maybe 5-10 minutes here and there to get the news. Otherwise, I haven't watched movie past maybe year and a half, because I think that for me it's a waste of time, like sitting 3 hours in front of TV or movie. Not that I don't want to watch, but I feel that I want to utilize my time in a better way to do some productive things in life, right? Because
So,
once you retire, there will be a lot of time to do all these fun activities, right? So I'm
great.
counting my days.
You're kind of counting your days towards retirement?
Yeah, like I'm currently I'm 52, so 65 or maybe 70, you're ready to retire, right? So I have 18 more years to go. So I have to do something productive. Otherwise, sitting back at 70, oh, I didn't do that. I missed
Mm,
that opportunity. So I don't want to miss on anything. That's the thought process
that's
is coming from. That's why you see me like I'm running around everywhere, right? So
I mean, that's exactly why you are an immigrant success story. I mean, we have heard your whole journey coming to Canada, how you have established yourself, and how you're giving back to the community through organizations. And FOG Canada is just one of them. So, yes, you're still young. I mean, how do you make time for yourself, though? Is this time for yourself, or what do you do time for yourself? Like, you also, I'm sure, as a human, needs to refuel, correct?
yes, absolutely. So what my time is like I wake up early in the morning. I'm a morning person. So my time is when I go out for a run. I run every day
Mm,
and I do workout. So that's my personal time. Running gives me a lot of thoughts. I focus on a lot of, if I'm doing something different today, then while running, I think about it like how I'm gonna accomplish this today. So that's
mm.
my own personal time. Um, and sometimes I do take breaks, like I go out with family to some, beautiful spot. There's lot to see in Ontario. A few times I've gone to Caribbean islands, so I do stuff, but at the same time, I'm trying to be very productive.
Amazing. I mean, you have the best of both worlds. Somebody, goal-oriented, executive entrepreneur who wants to be productive, plus the grounded, humble person who finds, pleasure in the simple things of life, like you said, like going for a run, connecting with nature, connecting with family. So that's amazing, Mr. Shah. You like, being an all-rounder, and that's quite inspiring for me, and also I'm very sure for our viewers who are watching us today. So, in fact, I mean, I would say you are part of Friends of Gujarat, Canada, but it's almost like you just paraphrasing you, friend of God, as you said, connecting with everybody in the community, giving back to them, and for yourself, being productive and giving back to yourself. So, kudos to that.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So it's been a pleasure talking to you today, not just discovering about yourself as a successful individual, but also discovering about FOG Canada. For the benefit of our viewers, can you once again direct them as to where they can find out more information about the organization, more information about how they can get involved, and also more information about the upcoming virtual event?
Sure. So, like I mentioned, that we have our own website, fogcanada.org, and we do have a Facebook page. And every day we update our Facebook page. They can follow us on social media, Twitter. We do have Twitter account. We have Instagram, so they can find us very easily. Even if they Google FOG Canada, it will right away come up the website address. Um, and the details are again there on the website for our upcoming virtual event. And probably we are in planning stage right now to do a virtual Garba event.
Mm,
I'm sure
okay.
you are familiar. It's the world's
Absolutely.
longest, yeah, dance festival. Uh, and I'm planning to make a small uh, movie, like a documentary for Navratri, to make
Nice.
people aware this is the culture of Gujarat and it's the longest dance festival in the world.
Nice. Well, we wish you all the best in everything that you're taking on as a personal project and as a project as part of FOG Canada. Once again, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you, Amita. Thank you for this golden opportunity. And I would like to thank Khalid as well for bringing me on board and giving me the opportunity to share my credentials.
Thank you very much. So that was Mr. Akhil Shah, President of Friends of Gujarat Canada, who has enlightened us more on their organization and who has inspired us today to be a leader. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Continue to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and write to us at spotlight@ethnicchannels.com. Until next week, this is Amita signing off, encouraging you to be a leader.